Hi everyone. From governance to ground level politics, the question of the people matter more than ever. Today on Idam Valam YouTube channel, we speak with Mr. Kalyana Raman from the Bharatiya Janata Party to get clear answers. Welcome to the show, sir.
Vanakkam, vanakkam. Namaskar. How are you?
Yeah, fine, sir. How are you, sir?
I am good. I am good. Tell.
So we'll stick into the topic, sir. How will the reduction of US tariffs from around 50% to 18% on Indian labor intensive exports like textiles, leather, seafood, and chemicals impact India's competitiveness in global markets compared with regional rivals such as Bangladesh and Vietnam, sir?
I think we have to understand it from a much larger perspective than limited to mere numbers. Okay.
Okay.
The first and foremost thing is that India has got certain advantages. What is something which the rest of the world do not have?
Okay.
Okay. To give you an example, India is the only country from among the top economies of the world or top powerful countries of the world who do not believe in encroaching upon the neighbor or any opponent for that matter, unlike
Okay.
America, China, or whatsoever it is.
Okay.
See, in this process, we also have yet another advantage of being an excellent neighbor for other countries. For example, Pakistan wants to encroach upon India. Bangladesh wants to do some encroachment upon India. China apparently wants to encroach upon India, whereas India does not want to encroach upon any of the three countries we talked about. So is
Yeah.
the case with Maldives, where we protected them. So was the case with Sri Lanka. We protected them of their interest. Similarly, we protected, for that matter, the Bangladeshis way back in 70s. So India as a country behaves as a very responsible country or very responsible democracy for that matter.
Okay.
So, in the global perception, here is a country which is much powerful, much large in terms of size, in terms of population, in terms of extremely good talents and manpower who can rule the world, but still do not have the tendency to encroach upon it. That is why India is the second largest manpower supplier even to America, next only to Mexico. So in the overall context, we contribute something like 20% of manpower compared to roughly 25% of manpower supplied by Mexico into USA. So India carries an excellent perception as a globally very comfortable power. If somebody is powerful, he does not want to create comfort. He creates a discomfort for the opponent. Whereas
Okay.
India is powerful in terms of economy, in terms of defense, in terms of any given sense, in terms of intellectual wealth. But then we don't encroach upon it. So was the case 1,000 years back also, 2,000 years back also, when we went and captured places like the current day Indonesia, Singapore, the Southeast Asian countries. But then we gave it up, and then said that rule properly in line with Dharma. We educated them in line with Dharma. So this is the global context in which the current FTA is to be understood, whether it is with America or for that matter with Europe. Okay, now why that question comes.
Yeah.
Now the largest economy in terms of exporting to rest of the world is China. The America consumes 40% of world produce, being only 4.5% of world population.
Okay.
To give you an idea, an average Indian consumes about 10 cloths per year, 20 cloths, including the banyan, etc., inner garments. Whereas an average American consumes 150 cloths per year. This is the consumption pattern that they have. This is the consumption pattern that we have. We are
We have.
very rational in our approach towards
Okay.
consumption.
Okay.
Anything that you consume is nothing but you are exploiting or milking the world resources, natural resources.
Okay.
For example, if it is cotton, then it goes back to something. If it is plastic, then it comes from a derivative from the crude end of the day. So the less you consume, the less you exploit the nature. This is how you have to read the thing.
Okay,
Now,
sir.
when America is consumed 40% of world produce, from where they have to buy it? They can only buy it from places where the production cost is less.
Okay.
Now, America has two options. One is to equip economically a country like China, which has got a conquest tendency. Another is to equip another nation called India, which is dharmic in nature, which is also equally powerful in terms of competing with China, yet will not encroach upon another country. Which country the Americans have to equip? This is the
Okay.
challenge before them. So they
Okay.
don't have much of an option but to support a country like India, or rather deal with India so that they reduce the uh, uh, deals with countries like China, which is why they continue to have a 37% tariff towards China, whereas they have reduced the tariff to India by 18% now. They are reducing. And okay,
Yeah.
now we have to understand that unless it is signed and agreed, there is nothing on record.
Okay.
It is just
Okay.
verbal statements that is coming from either Trump or Piyush Goyal ji, as may be the case. Okay. Now we have to understand what are the provisions of this reduced tariff and all. Now I'll go to your question. Now only I'm coming to your question.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
18% reduction. This 18% on a comparative note with China, we are roughly half of that 37% that they are enjoying.
Okay.
Or we are 1% less than countries like Bangladesh. Bangladesh has got 19%. Indonesia and Vietnam, I think they have 20%. Compared to them, our tariff is little low. Okay.
Okay.
Now, how it will translate to in terms of very many areas? I will go one by one
Okay,
to
sir.
one by one. Now, let us take the case of ready-made garments. Okay, ready-made garments, the Bangladesh is selling much more than India. Okay,
Okay.
compared to India, they are selling almost double the quantity to
Okay.
America. Okay,
Okay.
China is selling 5 times more than India, roughly
Okay.
about 40% of their imports of ready-made garments or apparels. We call it as RMG in the global terms. Okay, before that, I should tell you that I am a logistics person.
Yes, sir.
I'm a shipping professional. I was national head of a shipping
Yeah,
line.
I'm
So
aware
that,
of it, sir.
yeah, yeah. So it is to be understood from that light that I know global trade much better than most people. Okay. So now, um, in RM, and I was also purchase officer in a ready-made garment firm once upon a time before
Okay.
logistics. So I carry both the factors together.
Okay. Okay, sir.
If you go back by at least some 30 years,
So you will be the right person to explain this, sir.
exactly.
Yeah.
There may not be another person in the Indian context. Okay, in this
Yes, sir.
particular manner, I'm talking about. In
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
particular
Yes, sir.
RMG, let me talk only about RMG. In this,
Mm.
I am supposed to be the best to answer this question. Okay, now Chennai had over 4-5 lakh people working for ready-made garments once upon a time. Erode, Nagari, Tirupur, those belts were Salem, those belts were making woven fabrics which were
Yeah.
converted in Chennai and exported to rest of the world, particularly the
Okay.
America, once upon a time, 30-35
Yeah.
years back.
Okay.
And today you may not find so many garment factories, so many advertisements seeking quality inspectors or tailors. What used to be, there will be 30-40 advertisements every day in Dinatandi and similar newspapers once upon a time. You don't find one today. Reason is simple that the business has shifted to a country like Bangladesh. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Today, India supplies over 70% of raw materials required for Bangladesh. That is, the cargo is going from this side to northeastern part of India and so on. and then crosses India to go to America via Sri Lanka, the mid ports, and then usually the most of the garments go via the US East Coast. For that, the routing is Colombo, Mediterranean area, via Europe into US East Coast. This is the routing. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Bangladesh has developed excellent factories for sure. Now, what is happening? Now, after Adani stopped electric supply, current supply, energy supply into Bangladesh, the entire Bangladesh ready-made garment industry is in doldrums. This is number one factor.
Okay.
Most of the factories are run with diesel generators. Not many will know about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And there is a huge instability in Bangladesh today. Those who are supplying close to 15% of RMG, ready-made garment requirement to America, is in deep trouble. This is number two. Number
Okay.
three, in Indian context, if an order is placed by an American, let us take an example of that is your Dr. Priya is the American buyer here. Okay.
Okay.
And I am the
Okay.
seller in India. Now let us look at a very pragmatic situation. Okay. You are placing an order on me.
Okay.
And a Bangladeshi company is offering 100 rupees for a garment. And
Okay.
I'm offering 102 rupees for a garment.
Okay.
I'm more. Whom
Yeah.
will you place the order? This is the question for which you are going to answer now. Okay.
Okay.
Number one is that my cost is more, but my
Yeah.
lead time to supply you is 40 days as
O-
against 60 days on the day of placing order.
Okay.
If you are placing the order today, let us say the 5th of this month,
Okay.
next month, 15th, your order will be ready. March 15th, your order will be ready. This is the lead time offer I'm offering.
Okay.
A Bangladeshi is offering you 20 days more,
Hmm.
60 days, let us say 60
Okay.
days. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So, as against the 15th of, the Bangladeshi will supply on the April 5th. I am
Okay.
supplying on March 15th. The Bangladeshi will supply on April 5th. This is one thing. Okay.
Okay.
If a cargo is moving from Bangladesh via Chittagong port, the cargo will reach you after 40 days.
Okay.
So 60 plus 40, 100 days.
100 days. Okay.
Now, when I'm giving you 40 days lead time, my cargo will reach you on the 25th day. That is 65 days. So now you have to choose between 102 rupees and 100 rupees, 65 days and 100 days. Okay. Now,
Okay.
you will be opening something called letter of credit on me by
Okay.
depositing some X amount of value with your bankers.
Okay.
Now, your option is to lock this money for Bangladeshi for 100 days and 65 days for me. Your money, 1 crore order you are placing for, let us say, 1 lakh garments. For this, you have to block this 1 crore of rupees on Bangladeshi party for 100 days
Okay.
and only about 65 days for on me.
Okay.
Now you will have to decide the economics of scale. If
Okay.
you are getting it for 65 days, your first rotation will start on 65 days, the second
Yeah.
rotation on 130th day, the third rotation on 195th day, and so on and so forth. Similarly, if you look at it, look at the Bangladeshi context, you will be able to do it only for 6 times in a year, whereas
Yes.
you will be able to do it for almost 10 times in a year, in my case.
Okay. Okay. Got it, sir.
So, it is the American buyer called Priya. What she is going to decide? Now comes the next question.
Okay.
The USA has been applying 20%, 19% on Bangladesh. On me, it is 25% plus 25% punitive. Now,
Okay.
25% punitive is removed. And from 25%, the reciprocal tariff is reducing it to 18%. So I still carry that 1% advantage. That means I can reduce my cost from 102 to 101. Now,
Okay.
Priyaji will end up paying me 101 rupees for 60 days lead time, 100 days lead time, 100 days locking up of this thing. Now, the next question comes between China and Europe, if there is some product coming in,
Okay.
Chinese product are quality less. This is the
Yeah.
perception.
Yeah.
European products are more quality. This is a
No
perception.
problem. Okay.
Similarly, in ready-made garments, Indian products are quality products. Bangladeshi products are not quality products. This is a perception. I'm not
Okay.
getting in whether it is true or false, or I'm not getting
Okay.
in.
Okay.
It's a perception. Like any Indian will have a perception that Chinese products are quality less. It's a perception.
Okay.
Now, Priya Gurunathan will have to decide the perception of quality,
Yeah.
the 100 days lead time and 65 days lead time, the
Yes.
100 days lock-in period for your deposits with the bank, and the 65 days lock-in period for paying me 1 rupee more.
More. Okay.
Whom you are going to buy from?
Oh, I can pay that 1 rupee more and get it from you.
That's
That
it.
is,
So
yeah.
now you know where the advantage lies in
Okay.
terms of ready-made garments. This is about ready-made
Okay.
garments I am talking. One product line.
Okay, sir.
You can spiral it to rest of the products in which we are having competition with rest of the world. There are
Okay.
so
Got
many
it, sir.
products.
Yeah.
Now you have to understand the next one. That is most of the cargoes. When I say most of the cargoes, 70% of the cargoes meant for America, they move
Okay.
into US East Coast. When I say US East Coast, it
Okay.
is New York, Norfolk, Charleston, Houston, Miami, etc. These are the ports, Baltimore. These are the ports in the East Coast.
Okay.
Los Angeles, San Francisco. These are some of the ports in the West Coast. Okay.
Okay.
The West Coast ports are serviced by something called MLB, Main Land Bridge. I'm not getting into too much of technicalities. I'm
Okay.
just
Okay.
saying that 70% of the cargo move into US East Coast. The
Okay.
nearest country to US East Coast from among the producing countries, when I say producing countries, it is India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Vietnam, China, etc. The nearest country for US East Coast is either India or Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka I'm not carrying because Sri Lanka is not exporting anything great. So
Okay.
I'm discounting it. So from
Okay.
among the highest exporting countries, if there is one country which is closest to America is India. That ensures that the logistics time, the lead time for transport is pretty less. The lead time of course, production I already talked about.
Yeah.
So placing an order on India saves time. For example, if you are importing from China, it is going to take a minimum of 10 days more. I think 11, 12 days more. Let us call it as
Okay.
10 days more.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And the tariff is now higher for China. If I am producing something for 100 rupees, if China is producing something for 90 rupees, and if China's tariff is 37%, and if my tariff is only 18%, minus 100 plus 18, for China, it is 90 plus 37%. That will translate to something like 33 rupees. So it
Okay.
is 90 plus 33, 123 rupees. For me, it is 118 rupees. So I am still cost effective. And my lead time is faster in terms of deliverance. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so US East Coast plays a major advantage. Now, you look at from the government point of view, whom they have to discourage from accumulating more money in terms of forex, whether it is China or India.
Okay.
China is a country which is not having in the encroachment mindset, conquest mindset.
Okay.
Whereas, India is not. China is a country which is trying to compete with America, trying to set up their own defense mechanisms across the world. So, America would essentially want to restrict their kind of imports happening. Now there will be more foreign direct investment coming from America for production facilities being set up in India. Okay, this is the
Okay.
overall idea about the conceptually in terms of trade. Now
Yes,
I'll
sir.
go to the rest of the basics. Shrimp exports. India is having almost 45% of shrimp exports. The only other competition for Indians were Gautamela.
Okay.
They were supplying something close to 50%. Rest of the world was supplying 5%. After the 50% tariff imposed upon us, our shrimp exports were taking a beating. Now that is removed off. The Indian seafood exporters or shrimp exporters are taken care of completely. And as I said, we are supplying close to 45% of American requirements. It will go up now. Okay. This is about shrimp. Gems and jewels. We were already having 40% control over 40 to 45% control over the entire imports of America. That is going to remain the same. In
Okay.
terms of textile exports, we are expecting something like 20 to 25% jump year on year for the next 5 years to come. Okay. Now, engineering goods, India is hardly 2-3% of the entire engineering product imports into America. Now, the engineering product exports will jump many-fold from India to America.
Okay.
Then comes pharma. In pharma, already we are controlling 40% of American imports for the generic drugs. Now, of course, that is already exempted, so we are not going to have any problem with that. But the comfort levels are growing up. And in India, we have started developing APIs within India. Earlier, APIs were being procured or purchased from China and then processed in India and then exported. Now that is not going to be the case by and large. India is going to produce API. There are special zones being created by the central government in their budget. So India will have its own API. So now Indian pharmaceutical exports will also go up. Okay. These are
Okay.
the broad areas where Indian exports are expected to go up. Uh, and also, we have one more area called PTAAP,
Okay.
Preferential Tariff Adjustments of aligned partners.
Okay.
India is already accorded that status. So, India will always have an adjusted tariff on and off on very many products.
Okay.
We are already having MFN status with America, that is most favored nation status in America.
Yes, sir.
So, given the parameters, the Indian exports are going to go up in a big way, steeply into India. Now, it is the question of how we are going to create infrastructure for more and more manufacturing across India, so that we can meet more demands of the Chinese, against the Chinese for the exports into America. This is one area where the central government is looking at multiple options as to how to create this thing. Now we have to get into two more areas, I think. One is that the dictates from America that you have to do this, you have to do that. That is the question on which I think this guy, what is his name? That laughing guy, what is his name? That DMK laugher, laughing stock.
Tell me, sir.
Saravanan Annadurai.
Okay.
Saravanan Annadurai, right?
Yes,
Saravanan
sir.
Annadurai.
He's an
What do you call
advocate.
him? I don't call him advocate. He's a laughing stock. Okay.
Okay.
This laughing stock has raised some questions like from 3% to 18%, like that. I don't know how these guys have become advocates without understanding anything about anything. See, the America, they were having a 3% tariff until last March. What is
Okay.
known as baseline tariff. That is
Okay.
anything you import, 3% duty on it,
Okay.
except exempted items. Or prohibited items, they will have 40%, 50%, 100% also. Okay. From 3% baseline, they have already increased it to 10% baseline. Already.
Okay. Okay.
Last March itself, almost close to 1 year itself. That
Yeah.
means if you are exporting a product for 100 rupees from here, the moment it arrives at the American port, 110 rupees, it becomes, you have to pay 10% duty and take it. Number one. Number two, thereafter, you have to, for selling it in America, you have to pay 7%, 6% VAT component. Like GST, there they have VAT component. So it becomes 100 plus 10 plus 7. It's an ongoing thing everywhere. This is
Yeah.
a globally understood tariff,
Yeah. Normal thing.
value added tax. These guys don't even know some basics beyond the Tada border. They don't understand anything. So from 3% to 10% baseline has increased. On top of that, there is something called reciprocal tax. On top of that, there is PTAAP. On top of that, there is most favored nation status. On top of that, there is restrictive tariff. On top of that, there is anti-dumping duty. There are so many
So
things
many things. Yeah.
in international trade. Nothing of that kind is known to these guys. This Dravidian laughing stocks, they don't understand ABC of global trade. Okay. These guys are so fraudulent that I can give you two instances of how big these frauds are. Okay.
Okay.
I work for a company called Kuehne Nagel, a German company.
German
Before I
company.
became national head of another company, I was working for a company called Kuehne Nagel, which was a German multinational company, one of the
Okay.
biggest in the world. This German company owns roughly 30% of Hapag-Lloyd, which is a shipping line.
Okay.
They are stakeholders. That roughly 30% is owned by Kuehne Nagel. Kuehne Nagel owns 30% of Hapag-Lloyd, which is one of the largest shipping fleet in the world.
Okay.
Somewhere about a year back, these guys came back from Spain. This chief minister, not chief minister, and the TRB Raja, all these guys returned to Tamil Nadu. And they said that Hapag-Lloyd is investing 2,500 crores in Tamil Nadu for developing logistics park, infrastructure, blah, blah.
Yeah.
See, I have my close relationship with these companies. I was at a regional level responsible person. So I can interact with any of them very easily, comfortably. So I wrote to the director communication of Hapag-Lloyd, who sits in Germany, in Hamburg.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wrote to him. It's like, hey, bhai, are you investing in Tamil Nadu, my state? Welcome to Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
Then he wrote back to me saying that,
Mm,
hey, bhai, we are not investing anything in Tamil Nadu. A
mm.
jhoot hai. This is this is a fraud. This is a blatant lie. That MK Stalin is a blatant liar. You know what happened? India has got a managing director of Hapag-Lloyd,
Okay.
Lars. Lars is the person.
Okay.
And Indian operations are much bigger than Spain.
Yeah.
It is like Sri Lanka and India, just for you
Yeah.
to imagine. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, these guys have shared two files. This TRB Raja and Hapag-Lloyd uh, Sri Lanka manager, let us call it as, just for you to understand.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
The Portugal head and MK Stalin, TRB Raja, they have shared two files saying that the Sri Lankan MD has agreed to invest in India on behalf of Hapag-Lloyd, Germany, global headquarters. Arey,
Okay.
you have an Indian managing director. He is the person to agree with you. Who is this Sri Lankan guy? इतना छोटा, such a small guy, the Sri Lankan head would be. How he can sign an agreement on behalf of Hapag-Lloyd headquarters, that too sitting in Spain when he is not from the headquarters, he is not from Indian operation. I had this doubt, then only I wrote to the communication head.
Okay.
Then he came back saying that, no, we are not doing any such thing. What a big liar this Stalin is. Okay, this is one instance. I'll give
Okay.
you the second instance. On the September 10th of 2024, The same gentleman went to America. Why is going to
Again.
America, Dubai, Singapore, UK? We don't know. People say that he has got some problem, health problem, serious health problem, and his blood has to be changed for every 6 months, something like that. For that reason, he is going.
Okay.
And this man is fooling around every now and then saying that he is going for trade deals.
Trade deals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now they sign up something called a trade deal with Jabil, one of the component assembling company for big mobile phone companies, including Nokia earlier, Apple, etc. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now they signed up a contract with Jabil for an investment of something like 5,000 crores, where Trichy in Manapare Industrial Estate, they will be giving space for Jabil to create 5,000 crore investment and at least 5,000 jobs in that area.
Okay.
Appreciable.
Okay.
We appreciate
Yeah, we
any such
appreciate
effort
it.
for indirect investment. We appreciate. Thereafter, on the November month, another state in India is also entering into an agreement with Jabil
Okay.
for some 2,000 crores investment. Now, between September and today, 1.5 years gone,
Yeah.
Jabil is still not allotted a piece of land in Manapari Industrial Estate. After 2 months of signing of agreement with Jabil by Tamil Nadu, Gujarat signs an agreement. They allotted land, the factory sheds are prepared, the machineries are installed, the company is ready for commercial operation now. Anytime it may start.
Okay.
You have not even allotted land so far. That means what? What is stopping you from allotting even land? There must be a reason.
Yeah.
Did you ask for bribe, Mr. M.K. Stalin? This is an obvious question. You offer some concession, which is official. What is the unofficial concession you expect from Jabil and such people? How they got land, how they got constructed the buildings, how they started already, they are ready for starting the operation in Gujarat. There also they are giving 3,000-4,000 employees. You have not been able to do that. Why you have not allotted land so far after one and a
Yeah,
half years?
that's a very big question.
For which we still don't have an answer. I keep asking them. I keep going to the SIPCOT website, seeing that land. The moment they allot the land, there will be a red color mark in which the name will be mentioned Jabil. Every
Jabil.
week I
Okay.
go and check if they have allotted land or not. They still have not land. And I keep tagging him and asking him, Arey bhai, when are you allocating land for Jabil? Because I'm worried about 5,000 employment,
Yeah.
direct and indirect employment of another 10,000. So naturally, I want people to get more employment in Tamil Nadu. No, it's not happening. So essentially, the Dravidian forces or the Dravidian stock is fooling around because they simply don't understand how the global trade occurs or happens. So this laughing stock, Mr. Saravanan Annadurai, when he's talking about 33% to 18%, I really laugh at that fellow and say that, hey, bhai, baseline itself is already changed. And
Changed.
thereafter, there is something called reciprocal tariff. In the reciprocal tariff, including the baseline, we are only paying 18%. That means 10% baseline plus 8% reciprocal, we are paying. We will be paying for from henceforth, from now on. Okay.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is not understood simply by muttering that, from 3% to 18% without understanding that what the opponents are paying. Now you have to understand from the opponent point of view also.
Yeah.
Of the total ready-made garments being, I'm just giving one example, of the total ready-made garments being imported into America, 70% goes from these five nations: China, Indonesia, Vietnam, Bangladesh, India.
Okay.
And we are the smallest among all today in terms of
Okay.
volumes.
Okay.
Now our volumes are going to increase, and none among the five are having 18% tariff. Somebody is having 9%, somebody is having 20%, somebody is having 25%, somebody is having 34%. We are the only one to have number one 18%. Number two, we are closer compared to either of the four countries. Our lead time is also low in terms of production capability. So
Okay.
India stands to gain.
Okay.
The same is applicable to almost every item we are talking about
Okay. Okay. Got
because
it.
of the Indian distance being closer. Now we come to two more subjects. One is the Venezuelan oil and the 500 billions that Trump had talked about.